G'day guys, it's Steelo from Steelo's Guns and Outdoors here in Narrogin, WA. Here to, stay with me camera, here to talk about a product that we've been very excited about getting. I've been waiting for a while for this. It's no secret I'm a bit of a fanboy of plastic guns. The new Glock Model 44 in 22. So this is Glock's first foray into a publicly released rimfire handgun, for those that aren't from the gun world out there. Glock are well renowned as being a leader in, bulletproof guns. For those that are in Australia, this is like the old Chamberlain tractor or the old 45 series Land Cruiser reinventing itself and into something that just about everyone's going to be able to have a crack at. So we're going to go through a bit of an unboxing. I have taken this to the range today and had a more than one magazine through it. Unfortunately, it was windy and crazy, so we're going to do another film set of that a bit later on, and we'll show you how it performed. But what we're going to go through is the unboxing. For those at home, run you a few features of this gun, and why I think it's such a cool little thing to have, and why you, the handgun shooter, the participating in the ballistic arts, is going to want one of these bad boys. Right, cool. So the unboxing, the great unboxing. Love the Glock box as always. Come in a little hardcore plastic case. We'll have a quick look at this one first, just so we can keep this out. So that is, everyone can see that's clear up there. Look, get the angles right. Here we go, tilt that way. Yep, clear and no magazine, which is nice. So I'll leave the magazine out just so we can see these as well. So that is not a 22. The 22, drum roll, is, look at that. So you can see out there, that's clear, no magazine in there. So the 22, and we've got a Model 34 Gen 5 in Moss actually, as a comparison next to it. So the two guns side by side, you can see there's some clear modelling copies. So the 44, or the 22 and the 34, but this is a Gen 5, so the little 22 is more or less a copy of a Gen 5. Externally, the frame, it features anti-slide release. So, for the lefties out there, it'll release on the left, which is handy. I haven't had a look. We'll work that in 2 seconds. But look, great little gun out of the box. It's very light. The handle's a little bit shorter than the, don't worry about the slide length, but from the standard 34, the handle's just a little bit shorter. It is noticeable when you pick it up, but it's not too bad. I've added the extra beaver tail on this. We were mucking around with this at the range, and I just thought, hey, I'll clip it on. As you can see, it comes with 2 mags, and the additional beaver tail and grip extensions, just like its big brother, which is pretty cool. Look, very, very light out of the box. Everyone that picked this little gun up today goes, Jesus Christ, it's light, which is kind of, it's a 22, that's what you expect. What I like about this little guy straight out of the box is that the functionality is exactly the same as his big brother. Right down to, hang on, I'll just wind this off. Yeah, for those guys that are watching elsewhere, this is the Australian compliant version. So with us, we have to have our handguns a certain barrel length. That's why you see that little thing sticking out the top there. So it's probably not cool for the guys from overseas that don't have to go through that. But hey, this is Australia, and we've got to do what we got to do. But strip and assemble, same as every Glock, which is bloody handy. The functionality is exactly the same. Still has its 3-position safety. The floating firing pin. The hammer stop's exactly the same. The trigger mech is exactly the same as its big brother. Right down to the half trigger reset that Glocks have, which is really, really cool. Everything is exactly the same. And yep, the mag release, you can change that to suit a full lefty, which is just fantastic. As a trainer, for those guys that are running the centerfires in a Glock in any way, shape or form, as a trainer, it's actually great. I'm going to put the gun down for 2 seconds. Stay. The magazine, the other thing I love about this is the magazines, even though, and again, this is Australia, so these are a factory 10, which I know some guys are against in other reviews, but hey, this is Australia, we've got to do what we've got to do. The magazines are actually full size. So unlike a lot of 22 mags that are very fumbly, these ones are very, very easy to use, easy to manipulate, and you can run your drills the same as you would with any other handgun. The other thing I like about this is it's got a double little grab, so you can collapse your mag spring as you're loading, and it's got a little round counter there. I don't know whether you can see that on the camera. Oh. So as you get to 5, it's got a 5 indicator and a 10 indicator, which is really, really cool. Probably the funniest thing I did notice when loading it is it has got, this is the only criticism, but it's a very small one, is that unlike most centerfire stuff that you can just bang around in and load it, this has got like a little cutout that you've actually got to place the round in first to drop it down. Apart from that, everything else is pretty cool. So I don't know whether you can see that in the camera there, but get my fingers back. So instead of just like dropping that and loading it in, you've actually got to pull it down and drop the round in that little notch. It's not a biggie. It's not a deal breaker. It's just something else we've got to do. What have you got, little round? So that's there. But if for loading, manipulation of the gun, everything else, it's designed to run exactly or very, very similar to a 9mm. It's probably designed more around a compact, but the Gen 5 in the 34 is the only one that I had a comparison to. As a first gun, look, I think these things are ideal. They are like the old Land Cruiser. They are a bulletproof sort of gun. You can't go wrong with them. They don't seem to break or bust, and if they do, you know, it's a common gun platform. Parts are available everywhere for them. Probably not so much in the 22 just yet, but it will be available very soon. Oh, the other cool thing that I like about this is that it has got adjustable sights. So, I don't know whether you can see there. We'll get it in the camera properly, Steelo, you buffhead. So it's got adjustable elevation and windage on the rear. Front peg is the front peg. Sighting system is, very Glock-like for the initial. I'm hoping that we can drop a set of Trijicon sights in this one. I think the 3 dots work a lot better than the standard Glock frame sight. But, you know, as a gun from a gun, look, it works very cool. Other little things, it has got a flared magwell on the bottom, just like the Gen 5s all do, which is handy, you know, for those guys that want to run this in a pack sort of competition or anything with fast reloading. Just keeps that a little bit better. But as you can see, strip and assemble, exactly the same as the big Glock. You know, just for those that don't watch, just to make sure, you know, exactly the same sort of parts and components. Everything is almost, actually, how about I do that again? Everything is almost identical. For those that aren't a fan of Glock, yeah, I'm sorry, but, you know, it's a Glock thing. It's like guys that like Land Rovers. You know, we're all that little bit different. So, as you can see, the components, very, very similar, just tinier, you know. So the 44, Glock 44 in the 22, and the Gen 5 Moss. So very, very similar, you know, a few minor details, but as a clone of a big guy gun, Jesus, they've done an outstanding job. It's very, very good. Very, very good little trainer. You know, the barrel platforms and everything are exactly the same. Except for, obviously, one's got a big hole, one's a lot cheaper to run. What I did notice with the Glock, taking it out and having it run in the field, it is very ammo sensitive, as are all rimfire handguns, other than revolvers, of course. So it likes full house loads or full velocity. You know, so if you're going to try and run subs on it or anything low velocity, it's going to give you some complaints. Which is not necessarily a bad thing for those that are running it. You know, if you want to run it in terms of a gun that I'll get a bit of me in here. Hey, for those of you that want to run this gun in terms of a work gun, for those that are in LE or military, you know, you can. I actually think it's a good thing. You can mix this up. There you go. Steelo's too busy talking and he's mucked it up. You can mix it up and run it. Do some really cool stoppage drills. So you're going to have a round that's going to fire, and it's going to have a failure to fire, which is going to be really good for those out there that want to practice, you know, for real world scenarios. So as a trainer, I think this is a great little gun. I think fanboys and those that aren't fanboys alike definitely should get one. And I've fumbled that spring like an absolute idiot, and I'm going to have to tear that down off the camera, but it's what happens when you're doing stuff and not looking what you should be doing. But anyway, I'll get that going. Yeah, look, for fanboys, Glock fanboys, if you're a Glock fan, you're definitely going to come down and get one of these. For a first gun, look, in Australia at the moment, they're priced somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. I don't think it's a lot of money to pay for one of these pieces of equipment. Longevity, you know, it's their first foray into the 22 market. Is it going to stay forever, Steelo? Is it going to have problems? Who knows? This is the first of their model, but you know, I think as with all handguns and things out new, I think that it's definitely worth grabbing, and I'm going to grab one myself. Watch this space, and we'll throw a quick video of it firing and performing
real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See you.